Season 1 of Marvel Rivals is here, so you know what that means. It is time for a brand new tier list because going into Season 1, we had a massive patch that really just shook up the meta. So I'm gonna give you the only objective tier list for Marvel Rivals. Clearly that's a joke, and I am so excited. I'm so excited for the first person in the comment section to say, you ranked blank in blank spot, I turned off the video. Everybody look down in the comments, see if you could find it first, all right? But anyways, let's jump into this. I'm gonna go through my personal opinions on this tier list based on my experience, putting in a ton of hours already in Season 1, and also I watch a ton of just like top level play and stuff like that, so it's kind of seeing what's out there, all right? So let's start with Adam Warlock. Adam Warlock, I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. I love Adam Warlock. I play a ton of Adam Warlock. He was used quite a bit in the tournament recently as well. I don't know if he's S tier. I think he's more of an A tier character. I do think there are a lot of people, not really at the top level play, but there's a lot of people that kind of like sleep on Adam Warlock and don't really put respect on his name, but like he's really good. He does a ton of damage. I think his heal's pretty solid. His shift ability, like his soul bond can pretty much do what like a Luna or Mantis ult does when like big ults happen, right? Like a Solock comes in or something like that, and you just like, you hit your little shift, soul bond everybody, and like you just split the damage and you're good. All right, Black Panther. Black Panther. Dude, as a healer, he is just the most frustrating character to play against. I rarely ever see him in high-level play, but dude, it is taking everything in me not to just put him S tier. I don't know. I have hundreds of hours in this game, like just starting back in the alpha. I don't know how you stop a good Black Panther. I don't know. Let me know. You tell me. Tell me in the comment section, all right? I play characters with a ton of CC and stuff like that, and this thing is just zipping out like a freaking ghost. Black Widow, D tier. Poor girl. Remember they buffed her? They buffed her for this patch too, and it was just nothing. What's hilarious is sometimes when I watch it, like, you know, the top 500 players and like their matches and stuff, every now and then you'll just see somebody in their match who is like a Lord proficiency Black Widow, and it is like, respect to those people. You know, like respect to them for just putting in that work. Sometimes they're like pretty good too, but like just because they're good on Black Widow does not make Black Widow a good character. Hulk, we'll still keep Hulk up in S tier. Yeah, Hulk, he's just really good. He's really good, and he enables really strong team-ups with some of the other most powerful characters in this game. So yeah, I think it's pretty funny too. A lot of people just thought Hulk was terrible, and then like as we started seeing, we're like, oh, Hulk can be kind of a problem. So yeah, Hulk is definitely up there. Captain America, he just got some buffs. But I don't really see him being played all that much. I don't think his buffs were like huge. I want Captain America to be good. Like the dude can just go in there and cause absolute chaos, but like, it's just not enough. They buffed him a little bit. He has a little bit more survivability and everything, but like, I just don't see it happening. Like, this might be something that changes like as the meta kind of like evolves and everything. I think in order for Captain America to be really strong, we're gonna have to see some people, some really good people on Thor, and maybe like get that team up, maybe, but I just don't know if Captain America does enough. Like something I think about a lot is like, is this person best in slot, right? Like, would you want Captain America on your team, like in one of your tank positions, like over like a Doctor Strange, over a Hulk, you know, someone in there who just does a lot more, you know? And I just don't know. All right, Cloak and Dagger. Cloak and Dagger, look, listen, I'm gonna tell you guys. Cloak and Dagger was like, I think the first character I got Lord proficiency on. I love Cloak and Dagger. It warmed my heart to see them being played, you know, a decent amount, not a ton, a decent amount in the tournament. They just got a big, they just got a big buff, like some big buffs. Everything in me wants me to put them S, but I think, and I'm not really doing, I don't like doing the little like, oh, they're like higher A tier, but anyways, I'm gonna put them here. Like, they have 4 dashes now in their ult. Dagger's little bubble, the healing bubble, which is super strong, got like 3-second reduction on the cooldown for that ability. Like, they could be S tier. If you want to yell at me in the comments and say, hey, moron, Cloak and Dagger is S tier, fine. That's fair. That's fair. All right. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, they are played a decent amount in high level play. I just don't know if they're S tier yet. And one of the reasons is just like, whatever, we'll talk about Mantis right now. Mantis, I think, is just huge S tier. And one of the reasons is just because of the CC, right? I think that is just something I've noticed so much. Like, I got Mantis to Lord proficiency as well. And just, like, I never used to play Mantis. I never played her in the alpha or the beta or anything like that. But, like, her sleep is just so good, right? It can get you out of trouble. It can get your teammates out of trouble. It can just be something that kind of like disrupts a team fight. And that's just something I think about like a lot with just other healers and stuff like that. Like, I guess Cloak kind of has his blind, but that's not really CC at all, right? It just kind of like disrupts things a little bit. But anyways, I think that's what, if you see me rank other healers lower, a lot of it is just because they don't have like a crowd control ability, you know? But Mantis, definitely S tier. You know, got the sleep, decent heals, decent, not, I don't think it's the best, decent heals. Damage buffs though, damage buff on herself and others. One thing I just love about Mantis is like, when I'm playing, and I'm not a great DPS, but when I'm playing, if one of my DPS is slacking, I know that I can pick up the slack slightly. Not a ton, that's why I don't play DPS, but like I can frag out just a little bit to kind of balance it, you know what I mean? And yeah, that's what you see with a lot of just like the top players playing too. Like if they have decent aim, they're gonna get some frags with Mantis. Doctor Strange, oh my God, dude, S tier. I've been learning Doctor Strange lately. I used to think he was so boring and stuff, and then like just a fellow creator friend, Chaos Pro, he's insane on Doctor Strange. He like, was like, I think he got to eternity rank last season. Anyways, he hopped into a training session. He's like, hey, here's kind of how you play Doctor Strange. And like, I love Doctor Strange so much now. I always knew he was good. I just personally sucked with him. But yeah, so good, so fun. Just the shields can do a ton of damage. One of the best ultimate abilities in the game. The portal can just, you know, swing a match if used the right way. His ultimate could swing a match. Just such a good character. And then you combine him with Hulk too, and buff his little dark magic burst a little bit too. Just such a good character. Groot, we're starting to see some really good Groots out there. I want to put him S tier, but I think I'm gonna put him A tier. And what you'll notice too, I think a lot of the characters in this game are good, all right? But anyways, I think I'm gonna put Groot A tier. And you know what? And this is probably just at the level of play that I'm at, but like, I think one of the things is too, and this is just a lesson for all of you trying to learn Groot, like, just be mindful of your wall placement. There's a lot of bad Groots. There's just a lot of bad Groots out there. Like, one thing is like, opponent Groots, their walls are great for disrupting your healers, right? You can't get to your people, right? But what's worse is when your Groot is blocking your team, you know what I mean? But Groot, he's very strong, especially his ult when you combine it with someone else's ult, like, you know, Groot into Doctor Strange, Groot into like Moon Knight, Solock, anybody else who has like a big AoE. Very good setup. Groot's strong, he can get a ton of HP off his like little healing wall and stuff, so I think he's good. He might be S. But he might be an S tier hero, but I'm gonna keep him at A right now. Hawkeye got slightly nerfed, just slightly. This is another one. I'll put Hawkeye A tier. You could scream at me and say he's S tier still. That's fine. Go for it. He was slightly nerfed, I think his nerf was more than the one we'll talk about next, Hela. But yeah, Hawkeye is still pretty good. They didn't do too much to his damage. One frustrating thing about Hawkeyes is that, you know, they could just kind of like just kind of shoot fully charged arrows into the abyss. And like, you ever just get killed by a Hawkeye and then you watch their kill cam and it's like, oh, okay, that wasn't an amazing shot. They were just kind of shooting. And it hit me and just one-shot me. But they did make it so like the distance for him to like fully charge has to be a little bit closer, so he can't like sit as far back, something like that. But yeah, I think he's still very, very good. Hela, I think is still S tier. So Hela's nerf was they decreased her health by what, like 50? Was it 50? 25 or 50? I think it was 50, right? And when I saw that, I laughed. I'm like, what is this? Like, what are you doing? That's like nothing. I don't think that was Hela's main problem, was her health, right? Like, she just has survivability, right? She has basically a teleport. She has like a little semi-stun, you know, but she does like an insane amount of damage too. So the argument is, and I see what people are saying, the argument is, 50 health is like the difference in like bursting somebody down. Like, how many times have you gotten Hela down like prior to the patch? How many times have you gotten Hela down to like 10 health, 20 health, right? Well, this can be that difference with the health reduction. But still, at all levels of play, I still see a ton of people just still playing Hela, still killing it, and I don't see like, oh wow, Hela's just constantly dying now that they took off 50 HP. I don't think it made it as big of an impact as the devs were hoping. Iron Fist, you'll be my first C. Iron Fist is borderline D in my opinion. I think he's pretty crazy. I'm trying to figure out like why is he not as good? And it might be another one of those like best in slot type deals, but like, you know, compared to like a Black Panther, he's not getting in and out as much, right? He can come back there, do a ton of damage, but like he doesn't have as much to get in and out of the fights as some of the other like diving DPSs have. I think he's decent, but probably more of like lower tiers or just pub stomping. But once you get to the higher ones, he's just doesn't have enough mobility really, it feels like, to get in and out of there. Iron Man, I'll keep Iron Man up here at S tier. So something I realized the other day, I just got a little curious, and I made like a whole spreadsheet. If you guys bug me in the comments, I'll link it in the description later. But I made a whole spreadsheet of just like the top hero picks and the top hero bans and some other stats from the tournament. And Iron Man was the number 2, and only by 1 match, was the number 2 most banned character next to Hela, all right? And I thought that was very, very interesting. A lot of people say that Iron Man is strong, but you don't really hear people talking about how strong he is. I think a lot of the bans was just to make sure they didn't use this team up, because that's when it gets like crazy, crazy strong. But yeah, Iron Man is up there. Like, the dude he shreds, he melts people, he has great mobility in the air, he can use his like little jetpacks to get in and out of stuff, just does a ton of damage. His right click, just lasering people, for anybody who has good just like tracking aim, just really, really good character. Here's something that'll get all of you mad in the comment section. Jeff. I love just like stirring the pot and pointing out that Jeff has one of the highest pick rates in the game, and like the bottom win rate. I think Jeff's win rate is actually lower than Black Widow, and that is really funny to me. And it's just because like Jeff isn't amazing. Like his like heals are just like meh. His ultimate is more of just like a troll type deal. And yeah, like his ultimate like loses so many matches. Let me double check. Okay, I was wrong. Look at this. Okay. He is second to last. Wait. I think I screwed up the thing. Win rate, rank, competitive. Yeah, second to last. There's Jeff right there. 44% rate. So he is just right above Black Widow, but yeah, just bad. Feel free to scream at me in the comment sections, but just know, based on the data, you're wrong. Jeff is bad, all right? And half the Jeffs out there are just holding right click anyways, not even healing anybody. Loki's S tier. Like, Loki was played a decent amount in the tournament, and I would argue that Loki was one of the main reasons that Team Mutants beat Nightmare. But Loki, dude, it was really weird to me because during the alpha and beta, Loki was just so strong and just constantly used. Then when the launch came out, the global launch came out, barely anybody was playing Loki. And I was just like, did something happen? Like, Loki wasn't changed at all. I was like, did other characters just get better? Or, you know, like what is happening? And yeah, like I just think he's really good. His heal is amazing. What makes Loki's shift, his heal, even better is nobody shoots his runes, nobody shoots his clones. And yeah, it just makes him really good. But he could steal anybody's ult. You can get double Mantis ult, double Luna ult. He could also like steal like just a really good DPS ult. He could take, you know, a Doctor Strange ult, just very good. He's very slippery too with his invis, his clones, and everything like that. Luna actually, her stats are just dropping and dropping and dropping. Like, it's really interesting to me. I only recently started playing a lot of Luna, but yeah, I just don't feel like she's as strong as Mantis. Like, Luna's ultimate is, I think, better than Mantis, but like when we're looking at like the CC and stuff, like I was talking about my annoyance with like Black Panther and other dive heroes, but like hers, it has to be a direct shot. Obviously that's gonna be better for people with better aim, but yeah, it's just not as great as just having a sleep. So when you're panicking, you just toss it down and just get in the general vicinity. But yeah, Luna's great. Luna's great. You're still gonna see her a lot in the top team comps. I just don't think she's S tier. Like, she was like, I think in the stats for competitive, she is like the 4th or 5th ranked healer. Like, she's below Mantis, Loki, and Adam Warlock. Like, that's bonkers. Magic, I'm gonna put B. Some of you might not like that. Some of you might not enjoy that. I think, like, I would rather face a scary Magic than a scary Black Panther any day of the week. Like, Magic's good, and she has some survivability too. She does some damage, but like, her movement is predictable, right? You see Magic facing a direction and teleport, you know exactly where she's gonna be, you know? Which makes it a lot easier for her to control, to just get ready to shoot her when she comes out of her teleport. But yeah, like, I don't know. Sorry, Magic. Sorry about that. Magneto. Like, just in my brain, I'm looking at my tier list and I'm like, you can't just toss everybody S tier, but you know what? This is my tier list. I'll do whatever I want. Magneto, still S tier, great. Multiple shields, great ult. My favorite thing is watching a Magneto, well, on my team, not the other team, a Magneto on my team just like perfectly time their ultimate and just suck up some damage from like a Star-Lord or something like that, and just throw it back in their face. Phenomenal. Just amazing. But yeah, Magneto's just really good, very tanky, just a ton of survivability, does some decent damage too. And I don't know if you've seen that dude on like the leaderboard. I don't know if he's there right now since the new season started. His name's like Zonk, something. It's a really long name, all caps, but the dude is like the best Magneto in the world, and he is bonkers with him. But yeah, Magneto's very good. Moon Knight got a massive buff, and I think we're gonna see, Moon Knight, we're gonna see a lot more Moon Knight in the game. Like, his ultimate ability, it's like, it's not longer, but it drops more little conchus on people. But yeah, Moon Knight is another very frustrating character to play against. Hate playing against Moon Knight. His onks just like, they're basically like hit scan, and he's gonna get a ton of damage, right? If they can like position it correctly and get it close to you, and you're not a tank, like, he's gonna take you down like 3/4 health in just like a couple shots, especially if other people are around you. And then, you know, of course, it's everybody else's fault that the onk doesn't die fast enough, you know, so it's just awful. Namor, I wanna put Namor A tier. I think Namor is very underrated, but we'll put him B. We'll put him B. Namor did get a decent amount of buff, especially when paired up with Luna. I do think we might see more Namor in competitive play. Namor is a great counter to like some of the dive characters. But yeah, Namor's his little octopi. Everybody calls them squids, but they're octopuses, aren't they? Like I think they're octopuses. Yeah. So the team up got a little bit buffed, and yeah, I think Namor is a very, very, very good character. I would argue that he might be A, but I'm gonna put him down in B. Penny Parker. There's somebody. Go check out on YouTube. What is this streamer's name? It is something ridiculous. Hold on, you might hear some random noise for a second because I think they just started streaming. But you got to go check. Cringe Alarm. Their name is Cringe Alarm, okay? Go look up Cringe Alarm on YouTube. They have a very, very funny Penny video. I'm gonna put Penny B. But anyways, they have a funny video, and it's just like playing against pro players who are talking trash about Penny, and it's very well edited. It shows like top players just like talking about how Penny's bad and everything like that, and this dude is just the top Penny player and just wrecks people, just does hilarious things. And there's just so many funny clips in there. Like there's one section where they're like, should we ban Penny? This guy's a Penny one trick. Nah, not ban Penny. And then fast forward a little bit, he's destroying them, and they're just like, we should have banned Penny. Very, very funny. But anyways, Penny I think is decent. I think Penny's both underrated and overrated. The people who like Penny, I think, overrate her. And then I think a lot of people also underrate Penny. But anyways, Penny, solid B tier. Solock? Is Solock S? Solock S or Solock A? Solock S or Solock A? S, A. S, A. S. All right, Solock's S. Solock's S. Is Solock better than Black Panther, in my personal opinion? I think so. I think Solock is better. And you know, like, I was looking at this, what's his name, Boger, like ex-pro Overwatch player playing Marvel Rivals now. He did like his tier list and he put like meta and then like good, bad, whatever. And I was like, no, I'm just gonna stick with the traditional. But I probably should have just done that, like meta, you know? Because like the S tier is starting to get a little bit crowded, but there's just a lot of really good characters that are just very viable in like the top team comps, you know what I mean? And I think that says more about the game. It's not just that I'm just like, you know, like, oh, every character's made, like, they're just doing well with the game. I think it's great. Like, a lot of people play this game. A lot of people were brought to this game because they would just want to play the characters they like to play, right? And if you could make all those characters, like, viable and competitive, you did really well with this game. Except for, sorry, poor Black Widow. But anyways, yeah, Solock is great. I actually started playing a bit of Solock yesterday. Very fun, just very assassin-y and just like sneaking in and out and stuff. But yeah, Solock is amazing. If my good buddy watches me, he'll get mad at me, but I think Rocket is B tier. Rocket did get a bit of a buff, and I don't know, maybe we'll see him a bit more. Rocket's win rate is actually pretty decent. My thing about Rocket is, we've been debating a lot about this, me and my buddies, all right? But Rocket's like healing throughout the match is phenomenal. I think his two strengths are his overall healing throughout a match is phenomenal, and his respawner / armor packs, all right? Those are his biggest strengths. Weaknesses, one of his abilities is just an escape for him, all right? Like, for example, you put it up, you have like the Mantis or the Luna CC, right? Like that's for everybody. The whole team gets the benefit off that. Rocket's escape is like, cool, you can survive, but it didn't really help the team. Like, he can escape while healing too, but half the time it's just like running for your life. But he also doesn't have any CC, and his ultimate is very offensive. Like, right? It's a damage boost. So I think he's decent. He might be A tier. Rocket, in my opinion, is a little bit like Penny. all right? He's both underrated and overrated. The other day, I was trying to find, when we were debating about this, just me and my buddies, I was trying to find just top 500 Rocket players, like Rocket mains. Very, very, very hard. I am seeing a bit more Rocket play in the higher ranks, but yeah, we'll see. I could be totally wrong with this, totally wrong, but time will tell. Scarlet Witch, D. I have a video planned, and Scarlet Witch is the reason I got the idea for this video. And it's gonna be called Heroes That You Need to Stop Playing. Listen, I want Scarlet Witch to be good. You want Scarlet Witch to be good. Scarlet Witch is just, she's not good, all right? Her teleport, one thing is her teleport, my new favorite thing is just watching her. Just seeing Scarlet Witch teleport, she reappears and just gets messed up. Her ultimate ability is insanely strong, but like, once you like get past like bronze rank, like once you get past bronze, people just turn and shoot her, right? Then you have a Penny too with the giant net just stops it, right? When she comes out floating, Luna can freeze her. But yeah, just shooting Scarlet Witch. Now, if Scarlet Witch somehow got as much health as like Hela's ult, maybe, you know, but yeah, Scarlet Witch just becomes useless the second you start getting ranked up there. Spider-Man, I want Spider-Man to be S tier, but he's B, borderline C. Borderline C. Listen, I don't think you guys realize, and yes, do I love showing off my amazing Spider-Man sleeve? Of course I do. I want Spider-Man to be the best character in this game. He's my fave. I love this guy. But yeah, just not good. He just doesn't do enough damage. If anything, like Spider-Man's best quality is getting in, just doing a lot of poke, and building up his ultimate ability, right? Like that's about it. Like one thing that like Spider-Man's just really, really good at is just being annoying, right? It's just, I have to keep turning around and taking my attention off the fight and everything. But yeah, as many have said, Spider-Man's just not doing enough damage. Like even like the top Spider-Man player, like Necros, talks about this like regularly. If Spider-Man does get buffed, we might see him a bit more, but yeah, you'll never see, like I don't think Spider-Man was picked at all, like in the tournament, just, Squirrel Girl, dude, she could be A, you know what? Screw it. A tier Squirrel Girl. And by the way, again, just a reminder, I'm not ranking these. I'm just kind of tossing them wherever I feel like. I can put her here, whatever. I'm not doing that. But anyways, I think Squirrel Girl is insanely strong. I think she's been slept on for far too long. Her buff was to her ultimate. It no longer just goes all bouncy, all willy-nilly. It will target somebody. But like, I think Squirrel Girl has been one of the most slept on characters in this game since launch. Ever since I saw the trailer for Squirrel Girl, I was like, that girl does a ton of damage, all right? But now that they've buffed her alt, we're seeing a bit more Squirrel Girls. Yo, I was playing a random game, like I think a ranked match with my buddies, and we got destroyed. The ranked reset, by the way, my biggest complaint about this season is the seven division drop was insane. It was insane. You're like taking people from such high ranks, like I was diamond, right? And you put me down to silver. Like, I'm not an amazing player, don't get me wrong. But like, putting, like the gap between diamond and silver is insane. Like, what are you guys doing? Anyways, I played against this Squirrel Girl. It was the first Lord Proficiency Squirrel Girl I've ever seen. They had 41 hours on Squirrel Girl. Anyway, Squirrel Girl is very, very strong. We might see more of her. I think her biggest weakness is just, she's more like spamming her attacks. And like, it's difficult, like, you know, for like a Squirrel Girl's not gonna handle like an Iron Man, right? A Squirrel Girl's not going to do an amazing job handling like a Hela who's getting to like, you know, vantage points like up high and stuff, you know, but like, I don't know, I think she's really good. I think she's very, very good. Star-Lord might be A tier. He might be A tier, might be. But I'm gonna put him B tier. I don't know. I just don't think there's enough good Star-Lords for me to warrant A tier. He can be very good. His ultimate is absolutely ridiculous. It's just like he can melt. Like he can melt. Like one of the only reasons I think Star-Lord does decently in like outside of like top competitive play is just like people don't shoot him when they should be, you know? And yeah, like He's decent. Don't get me wrong. He's very, very decent. But yeah, I think he could be managed and taken out pretty quick. Storm, I think Storm was the biggest winner of this patch. Some could probably argue that Storm is S tier. Dude, her left click, her just primary attack, it used to be awful. It used to be like borderline on par with like Mantis, where it's just so hard to hit and lead your shots. It's like borderline hit scan now. And she has one of the strongest ultimates in the game. She could damage buff her team. So like, she like, you know, provides even additional value. Like, if you wanna yell at me, again, if you wanna yell at me and say Storm's S tier, go for it. Go for it, I'll accept that. She might be. I think I'm holding off on the S tier until we see some competitive play. Punisher, B tier, just good, decent, well-rounded character. I just don't think he's best in slot. With the Rocket team up, a bit better, but I just don't think he's best in slot. Like, he's just decent to be there. If somebody has good aim, he can handle, you know, just like heroes that can be annoying, like an Iron Man, a Hela, you know, a Hawkeye, a Storm. He could do stuff like that. He could also help with the backline if people realize that Punisher also has a shotgun. You guys know that, right? He has a shotgun. If your healers keep dying to diving characters, pull out your shotgun, okay? Just PSA. All right, anyways, decent, not amazing. Thor, I think Thor is A. I want him to be S, but I think Thor is A. Thor's good. This dude, good Thors are just a nightmare to play against. They just have so much survivability, and they could do damage, and they could just chase down healers, and they do so much. I don't really see him in top competitive play though, but I think Thor should be, like, I think a lot of people are just not playing Thor enough. That's just my personal opinion. Venom got buffed. Venom got buffed, and like, dude, Venom was played so much in the tournament, and now he has even more survivability. Like, just so good, so good. I'll put Venom A. I don't know if he's S, just because he doesn't have as much like control, and he's just, I don't think he's as big of like a backline menace as like, you know, a Hulk can be. And Hulk can constantly get in and out. I think that's what's separating Hulk and Venom for me right now. Hulk can constantly get in and out, right? Like just jumping. Venom, you have a swing that goes on cooldown. He can climb up walls. Venom was played so much in the tournament though. So much. I think he's solid. Bucky, I think is B tier. Maybe, like, you could argue he's A tier, but I think Bucky is B tier. Just doesn't, like, just again, just my opinion, just looking at like best in slot, I don't know if I would rather have a Bucky, right? If we were doing like team comps, like if you had a really good Rocket, I think you can bump up both Bucky and Punisher, you know? But Bucky, like his ultimate, obviously, like I think Bucky's ultimate is really just a pub stomper, right? If you have anybody decent, they're gonna just get rid of Bucky's ult just very, very easily, right? Like when I'm healing, like, you know, if I'm playing Mantis, if I'm playing like Luna Snow, Adam Warlock is a great counter to Bucky's ult. All you gotta do is just make sure your team survives just for like a little bit, and Bucky's just shut down. But in pub games, Bucky's gonna go crazy. And I think that's what makes people think he's amazing. Wolverine got buffed. Like Wolverine got buffed. It was the most controversial buff of everything, but like, I don't know, I don't see a lot of Wolverines. I see more Wolverines than I used to, like at the start of like global launch, but Wolverine is even better now. Wolverine was used a ton in the tournaments as well. And yeah, just shreds tanks, can be a nightmare to deal with. Something that's been happening to me a lot as a healer is Wolverine's been going after me, and I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. But Wolverine, very, very good. All right. This is the part that's gonna make me sad. As we're coming down to the last two, this is the sad part of the video. I want my girl Invisible Woman right here. I want her right here. Some people are saying she's right here. All right, I've been asking around. I've been asking some of the top healers in the game. All right, I'm like, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Invisible Woman? And they're saying like, oh yeah, she's good, she's busted, she's great. I Need her to prove it. Almost like Storm, I need her to prove it. I'm gonna put her A though. I don't know, I don't like the range of her primary attack. That's one of my issues. But I think like her ultimate is insane. I think Invisible Woman legit has one of the most powerful ultimates in the game. I think she has good, like her E ability, the push and pull is amazing. I think her shift ability, the little orb, I think that's amazing. I think that I'm just being safe and I'm putting her A tier, but I really, really want her to be S tier, all right? She has survivability too. Like, you know what? Screw it. I'm talking myself into it. I think I'm right. I think I'm right on this. Like maybe I'm trying to manage my hopes and my copes, you know? But I think Sue is S tier. Mr. Fantastic, I wanna put him A tier. I want to. I see a lot of people putting him down here. I think, mark my words, we'll end this video with me saying, mark my words, Mr. Fantastic, I think Mr. Fantastic is gonna be the new Wolverine. I have a Mr. Fantastic guide that I'm working on. I've been playing a ton of Mr. Fantastic. At first I thought he was bad, but then I realized just his potential and how good he could be. I'm putting Mr. Fantastic B tier. I think Mr. Fantastic is A tier. I don't know about S, I think he's A tier, but I think so many people are wrong about Mr. Fantastic, and I want you guys to document this. When you start seeing Mr. Fantastic, top levels of play, tournament, everything like that, and I'll explain this more in my guide, all right? I just want you to remember your old buddy, Chris Bootman Boutte said it first, all right? But anyways, yeah, C tier, sorry, Iron Fist, you're just alone down here. But anyways, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Let me know where you think I'm an idiot or what you think I got right. Let me know what your rankings look like, all right? But anyways, that's all I got for this video. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe, ring that notification bell. I have a ton of Marvel Rivals content coming for you. Thanks for hanging out. This was a lot longer than I expect, but I did want to go through my thought process. All right, but anyways, thanks so much for watching. Have an amazing rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one.